I talked to one farmer who lives right next to a data center, not a new calf since they built that data center. The noise is called nothing but stillbirths. So it's doing that to cattle. What is it going to be doing to our kids? What is it going to be doing to our family members? Texas law says that every homeowner has the right to quiet enjoyment of their property. How are we going to have that if they create this noise, they create this heat, they jack up our water bills, they jack up our power bills? No, that violates right to quiet enjoyment. There is a part of me that is really, really worried that AI is going to be basically that apple of knowledge, that if we take a bite out of it and we are not ready for it, that we will either destroy or be removed from this blue marble of Eden that we call our home.
This is cold water pressure in the kitchen.
You can see the sediment from the data center. Wow, and that's just from the water coming out of your faucet.
Yeah. And this is what's in all the pipes.
Just the well itself is probably 20,000, and that's not counting any of the
All the
faucets.
replacement
Yeah.
of the fixtures and
That's
faucets
just
and
the way.
toilets and the lines that come underneath the house. It's overwhelming because you really feel like you are up against this huge wall that you can't penetrate. There's nothing that you can do, and they don't care.
For water usage, you can drive an hour from here in Fayetteville, Georgia, literally just 2 counties over. A QTS data center used 29 million gallons of unauthorized water usage, destroying water pressure for the surrounding communities, impacting the lives of citizens and businesses. They were billed $147,000 in retroactive charges with no penalties. Why no penalties? Because, quote unquote, they need to maintain partnership with their largest customer. The one that lied to them and stole from them, with friends like this, who needs enemies? Most importantly, there is no criminal liability, right? So if there is no fine, even if there was, if you fine someone $1 and they made 100, you've effectively legalized their criminality.
It's destroyed a lot of lives.
My house was pretty much surrounded by water.
Record levels of flooding coming out of this site.
Everything was just engulfed in dust.
And behind me is the ground that's being broken on the very first data center in West Virginia. After I heard about the flooding last weekend, I decided to spend the week here and investigate and just generally communicate the full story of the fight that the Mason County citizens are enduring.
They took all the trees and all the vegetation, and then they moved a lot of dirt and changed the elevation. So when all the rain came, it went right into houses.
So how long have you been at this house?
42 years. Beautiful land, trees, deer. It was a wonderful place to be. We didn't deserve this. It's destroyed a lot of lives.
I'm all for jobs. Just the fact that you just shove this stuff on people and not think twice about them.
The fence out back from the construction area was busted open. My house was pretty much surrounded by water, and it was going down the street. Went under our house, in our crawl spaces, got in our HVACs. I mean, essentially this company has destroyed our lives.
I said, honey, I said, our backyard is flooded. I said, come in here and look at this. Water's everywhere. And we've been here 30 years. I've never seen a flood until that data plant come in.
What are your thoughts about everything?
I hate it. I wish it had never came here. Nothing but one big problem.
Tell us a little bit about what you guys have been fighting here in Mason County.
This isn't your old mainframe tucked away in the basement. We're talking 3,000 acre campuses consuming the entire power consumption of nations, and it's being built on land that was West Virginia Ordnance Works, so there's a lot of legacy pollution in the area. The DEP still approved the groundwater protection plan permit and allowed construction to begin. And this is one of the old...
Yeah, so people are complaining about the data centers, right? For various reasons. They have their reasons, and I completely understand. I mean, if I lived near a data center, I would have similar complaints. You know, and one of the major complaints at the moment is water waste or just an overconsumption of water. You know, they're using millions of gallons of water to cool their systems at the data centers. And, you know, where they're located, they're in close proximity to like farmland where the water reserves are already scarce. You know, in those areas, right? So, you know, they're just consuming a resource that is not so readily available, you know. in those areas, and people are complaining. Also, they're complaining about the water pressure. You know, the water pressure is extremely low. You know, they can't take showers, and it's just causing an issue. I mean, I've even seen some cases where the water was even contaminated. You know, where it had like a yellowish tint to it, right? So these are like real issues if you live near a data center. Another complaint people are complaining about is the noise pollution. Some even compared it to like, you know, lawnmowers running, you know, 24 hours a day, right? Even if you close your windows, you would still hear the noise or that constant buzz coming from the data centers. And I believe the noise is coming from like exhaust fans, because they also release a lot of heat. You know, I don't know if you guys are familiar with like Bitcoin mining, but those miners release a lot of heat as well. You know, so yeah, I'm assuming the data centers are similar to those miners and the amount of heat that they release, but at a much bigger scale, right? Now, they're also receiving a lot of tax breaks where taxpayers feel as though they're subsidizing big tech, you know, for those data centers. So, yeah, people are just not enthused, right? And they're also using a lot of energy, like a lot of energy. You know, enough energy to power like an entire city. You know, I don't have the specifics on, you know, the amount of people, you know, would have to reside in the city. But yeah, it's a lot. And they're just data centers. And I don't believe they create much jobs. I mean, after construction, you know, they don't create much jobs other than, you know, the building the data centers, right? So, you know, it's just not an incentive, you know, for these local populations to, you know, just be happy with them being there, right? You know, do any of you guys live near a data center? You know, I'm more of a urban dweller, so I don't reside near a data center, but these people in these communities are not, you know, happy about the arrival of the data centers, right? So, guys, let me know your comments below. If you agree with me, I'd like to know. And if you disagree, still share your comments. Like, share, and subscribe, and we're out.